We're the Twinklies. Protect us from the twinkly munchers as we hop across to our tree. If enough of us get there, we can light the tree for you. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Banjo Kazooie. In the last episode, we had finished Bubble Gloop Swamp, and we actually went back down this little cave here in order to get Clanker's Cavern's Grunty Switch. Today, as I turn down my in-ear audio, we're going to be moving on to the next world. A reminder, in the previous episode, we had opened up the world Freezeezy Peak. And now we are going to be making our way to the actual world. Now, we still don't have double the notes. This one was a 260 note door. We only have 400. We would have needed 520 notes if we wanted to double up. Now, this is actually rather interesting. The first thing we see here is not Freezeezy Peak. We're starting to get to an area of the game where you kind of get a bit of non-linearity because of how many jiggies we would have at this point of the game, as well as how many because of how many notes we'll have. We have actual access to do a couple of different levels. Let's get rid of this green gruntling here while we're at it. We're going to activate this switch, which activates out by the large urn a spring jump pad. And we're just gonna stand here and we're gonna jump into the urn. This spits us out right back at the Grunty statue, and we get Bubble Gloop Swamp's Witch Switch Jiggy. So if you're wondering how you're supposed to get that Jiggy from last episode, that is how you're supposed to get it. I didn't get it last episode because we were short on time. Monsters chase you, they're a hounding. Then you'll get a grunty bounding. Grunty? Tisk tisk, such a naughty lady. And then again, is it really Gruntilda who's the naughty one, or the Rareware writers? So here we are at the point where we could split up our abilities. If we go into the 350 note door, we can find the jigsaw puzzle for Gobi's Valley, which is the desert world that we had just walked by. Over here we have a beautifully hidden pot. The pink one, actually. If you recall, that was the pink pot. That's it. You've created a shortcut. Hop in and see. We actually don't need to hop in to see. Finally, right up along here, we have another passage requiring 450, so we can't actually go to the next world that comes after Gobi's Valley without either doing Gobi's Valley or Freezeezy Peak. We have another pot, a blue one actually. And from here, we can jump and land on top of the witch's hat brim of the Grunty statue. Up here, we have Gruntilda. The disgusting Gruntilda has tadpoles on toast for breakfast. Then she usually has maggot pie for dinner. I don't know why I'm reading these ones. Wartbags then finishes with rat sorbet for dessert. How horrid. Long of tooth and strong of arm, Grunty's got the lasting charm. No, Grunty, absolutely not. In fact, after hearing what kind of things you eat, I'm actually more surprised. Ooh. So here we are going to World 5, Freezeezy Peak. Which is actually a really interesting and cool name because it incorporates the idea of freeze in the title, and when you're freezing, you're not gonna call it Freezeezy Peak. You're gonna be Freezeezy Peak. So it's actually a really cool concept and design. Right over here we do have Turbo Trainers, which is the name of the shoes. And we we have a feather switch, which I won't activate now just because we can't do anything with it anyways. The Peak's got another new move waiting for you, if you can find it. Okay, so welcome to Freezeezy Peak. I never go into the igloo when we're at the start of the level. Where's our presents? Our dad Boggy said he was fetching them. He's been gone ages. Where? Okay, so we already have a story-based objective for this world. Find the kids their presents. Freezeezy Peak is an interesting stage. It does have ice physics, as you can see with Banjo. However, what's interesting about this is if you talent trot, you actually ignore ice physics. Oh, my stomach aches. I shouldn't have eaten that shiny thing. Someone help poor Boggy. Who eats shiny things? If he was a crow, I might have gotten it, but he's a polar bear. Here we are in Freezeezy Peak. It's perhaps one of the most iconic worlds since it leans so heavily on the idea of Christmas. It even has the notorious Christmas bells that so many people complain about when it comes to snow and winter worlds. Ow. Well, I know what I'm doing first. There's a couple of things we can do. First off, there's the tree, which we're ignoring. We want to go over here. Hello. This is still actually quite loud in my ear. There we go. Devastating big bomb attack! Nice one, Goggles. Tell me more. When you're flying, press B to launch Kazooie at a target, like a missile. Choose your targets carefully, though, as it costs a red feather each time you use it. Your energy is a little low. I'll fill it up for you. You've learned all the moves I can teach you on this world. Now. Okay, so we now have the ability to deal with this world's most annoying enemy, Frosty the Snowman. It should be noted that I'm terrible at aiming. My tip is try to align Kazooie's head like the as if it's the target. There's actually a term for it, and I cannot recall. There is a reason why we want to attack the Sir Slushes, which is, by the way, their name. I know I don't talk about character enemy names that often, but I thought it would be fun to mention their names. We have, I believe this is the last one. Yes! So, at the top of the snowman, we just summoned a Jiggy. Now, before we even go that far... Oh no! I didn't mean to do that. There's actually another flying puzzle. Well, actually, two flying puzzles we can do. And I want to take care of one of them, because the other one requires it being a second part to another kind of puzzle. We have these snowman buttons. Hit all three, which appear to look like X's, and you can summon the Jiggy at the bottom of the mountain. Now, I do want to start going to the top. Oh, what's going on? Kazooie? Everything okay? I wanted to start at the top, not only to get our first Jiggy, but also because there's really no other reason to come up to the top of the mountain after this. There is a reason to come close to the top of the mountain, though. And I will showcase that next. Okay. Remember what I said about the butt stomp landing? This is how you can make these great falls without taking damage. Right here we have a present. If we carefully walk along the pipe, we can get ourselves another Jiggy. And finally, before we take the sled, we're gonna walk precariously around the neck of the snowman, getting some red feathers, flying to the broomstick, and getting ourselves the blue Jinjo. Our first one, actually. Next, let's activate the toboggan. Whoa! Ooh! That's better. Hey, you found my sled. I'll go and practice for the big race now. See you, buddy. What about your kid's presents? Sir? Father of the Year, people. Okay. We're back down here at the bottom of the mountain. Let's go work on this minigame puzzle now. We've passed it twice now, so who knows? We're the Twinklies. Protect us from the Twinkly Munchers as we hop across to our tree. If enough of us get there, we can light the tree for you. This is a decent setup. Yes, actually. So ideally you want to get into a sort of rhythm. You can do the slam butt on the Twinkling Munchers, which I think was the designed gameplay. Or you can just use Rat-a-tap-rap. This one can eat all the Twinkling Munchers at once because we got all of the lights in. Phew, that was close, but we made it. Now switch us on. This is the next part of the puzzle, which is also the last flying puzzle. Do-do-do-do. I do want to get all of these music notes before we start this puzzle. Interesting how the camera moved. Okay. Camera. More accurately, Banjo. There. Yippee! Be a star and you'll find your reward. Hurry! God, these Twinklies are so needy. Fortunately, because we don't have Mr. Slushes to worry about anymore, because I took care of them first, we're able to fly without a care in the world. Now, one thing you could do is use the Beak Bomber to blast through the star. I don't like doing that. Instead, I like using the R button to spin the camera quickly and just fly through normally, except for the last one. There we go. That looks to be inside the tree, actually. So, let's fly down. Here we are at the base of the Christmas tree. Now, there are two things to collect in here. You'll see that one there, the red present. We'll want that. But also, we want the music notes here. Next, since we did a lot of flying, I am just going to take care of the red feather layer of the tree. Excellent. And then the top layer would have blue eggs. We, of course, don't need to worry about that. Well, actually, how many blue eggs do I have? Oh, right. I have double the blue eggs because I put in the cheat code last time. It's cold. Nice warm backpack for me, too. So cute. So that is another Jiggy completed. We're going to continue our roundabout way of Freezeezy Peak. And I should note that we can't complete Freezeezy Peak the same way we've completed other stages. It is physically impossible. This does go the same way with the next stage, though. And the reason why is because of how Freezeezy Peak has handled puzzles. Now, you have the move, the Beak Bomber in this world, which allows you to attack. But you can also hit targets, as I demonstrated with the giant snowman's. Is the water too cold for you, Banjo? Well, stay out then. We're gonna activate our witch switch, which again we can't do just yet as a result of not having the proper items. So, where was I? Beak Bomber can hit targets. In the next world, fuel held safe for Waza. Yikes! A nasty feels bear! Sure, strange walrus creature. We get ourselves another 1-up, and it looks like we have a race. Anyways, back to the beak bomb thing. So we have the beak bomb move, which allows you to hit targets. In Gobi's Valley, there is an area that requires the beak bomb to activate. Totally forgot I had this Jiggy to collect down here. And so you can't complete Gobi's Valley without first getting the beak bomb from Freezeezy Peak. I'm the last one. Ow. Ooh, a lot of things. We're gonna go up to the scarf. I remember playing this as a kid. This was my favorite part of the game, just because I loved these sort of paths. And the fact that you just kept getting numbers going up, it was so sweet. And here we are at the top of the mountain again. Now, one thing we could do is fall to our doom or take the scarf back down. But again, fall damage immunity! It really is the easiest way to get down from heights. Without, like, suffering. Right over here we have more houses. I like to call this Frosty Village just because it is a village on Freezeezy Peak. Right in the middle is a honeycomb. And we have a flight pad that we are not going to use. I hear the Jinjo. I remember where he is. He's behind here. We're almost done, actually. We have 2 Jinjos left. And right here is the last... Not the last, but like last notes. We're gonna make our way... Oh, that's... I should have flown. Ugh. I promise, I'm not purposefully failing. We got ourselves another Ecom Token. Over here we have Mumbo's hut. I guess I don't need the 1-up, but let's grab it. I do see the Jinjo on top. And more notes. Whee! Jinjo! Wake him up and summon. Now the transformation in this world is the worst transformation in the game. Even more pathetic than the termite. Banjo gone all fat, got big teeth. Its only true ability in and of itself is the immunity to cold water. Now, the only time you're in cold water is here for the notes that are in the water here, and to get the final honeycomb piece. There is no Jiggy that requires the walrus's thick fat in order to get a Jiggy. Instead, you benefit from the walrus being small. We're gonna come right over here. Wee! Woo! And we have our last 4 notes of the world. You found all 100 notes on this world. Well done! Hey, Mr. Walrus. Fancy a race? Hop on the sled if you do. Great, now all you need to do is steer your sled through the red slalom gates and beat me to the end. Got it? 3, 2, 1, go! Boggy does have rubber banding. Be aware of that. So if you want to take shortcuts, he will just cut by you. My recommendation is just take the directions very loosely. And the reason why they made Boggy Rubber Band is so that it was an interesting race. And not just one that you win outright. I do want Boggy to get a bit ahead of me here. Because this is where I make my stand. Jump up the snow ice hills. It's how you win. Phew, you're too quick for me, Mr. Walrus. Here's your medal. I reckon I need to race someone my own size. He says that, but Banjo the bear is not the same size. We got ourselves another Jiggy. Wow, another walrus! Take this! But watch out for a smelly brown bear and his ugly bird partner. Rude! On the plus side, we now have access to Waza's cave. And you do want to come in here as the walrus because of this. Cold, icy water and a tunnel. You come all the way through here, sloshing through the cold water. And we get another empty honeycomb. There are gold feathers and extra life and eggs and red feathers in this cave, but we don't need any of that. Now what we want to do is make our way back to Mumbo Jumbo, because right up there is the Red Jinjo. How unfortunate. Why, hello again, Mr. Walrus. Feel free to have a look around. Waza's cave. If this was Banjo Kazooie, we could just ourselves so that we would respawn back at Mumbo's hut. But this is Banjo Kazooie, where we have to go is back to Mumbo's place manually. I love walking on that wall. It's so much fun. In fact, I think we're good to walk on all surfaces. Yeah. But again, we don't require to be on those surfaces as the walrus because there's no Jiggy reward for that. We're gonna make our way through. There's also nothing to do out in the overworld as the walrus, which is very interesting. We're gonna transform back. And now make our way all the way back to Waza's cave. Now, I wasn't gonna fly, but flying is so much faster. So we're gonna fly back to Waza's cave. Which is easy. Set a destination, press B. Set a destination, press B. I did not mean to crash into the ground, but hey, it got us to the ground faster. Eek! The bear again! Take that noisy orange thing with you and leave. Poor Waza alone. Oh, poor Waza. And what is this? What is behind Banjo? Why, it's none other than an ice key. What could it mean? What could we do with it? what? It's Stop and Swap again, and in this game again. Like I said in Treasure Trove Cove, there's a lot of resources to find out more about Stop and Swap. And the key things to note are that, one, Stop and Swap has no effects on the Nintendo systems. It was something further explored in the Xbox Live arcade systems because of Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. I'm coming up here because of the health. Okay. Now we're going to make our way all the way back to Boggy's children. And you know what? That will be it for the episode. This is the one and only world where we're not completing it in the episode as a result of... not because of time limitations. You saw in the last episode we're completely okay with how much time we use. But rather because we don't have a way to... Yippee, now we all got presents! Here's something for you! Because we don't have a move to get the last Jiggy. So what we're gonna do is head on out. Oh, hold on. Okay. I felt like I had all the notes. Because remember, if you had left and you didn't have all the notes, you'd have to spend the next visit in Freezeezy Peak recollecting all of the musical notes. Fortunately, you don't need the move to do that. So here we are again, back in Grunty's lair, where next time we're going to be going into the statue and open up the next world. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a comment in the comment section below, mash the like button, and subscribe if you have not for more Banjo Kazooie content. We'll see you guys next time. Later!